reach out to life. Like leaves for sun, like plants for rain, like birds for grain, reach out to life.
Hello, my name is Michael Haggerty and this is People Skills. During this half hour, we're going to be presenting three people who are right in the process of learning people skills. These are the skills that we sometimes call giraffe. And you'll see these people actually improving their relationships right during this half hour.
Well, I'm glad that you have all decided you'd like to work on learning some giraffe. There's nothing I like better than to share this process of giraffe or nonviolent communication or compassionate communication. These are all words that I use to describe the process, but whatever we call it, I'm always glad to help people practice integrating it into their lives. So I'm hoping you have some concrete situations I could show you how it works in, or questions. So anybody have any ideas as to how we can get started?
Yes, like I heard you say in your lecture, you have a difficult time, or the most difficult time with your family and your lover. And that's how I find my life also. It's somehow much easier to open my universal heart to people outside of me than it is to open my heart of hearts to my family.
Well, I'm glad you want to work at that level, because I'm sure we can all get a better idea of how giraffe works in that. Let me be your lover, for example. And what kind of jackalish thing might I say that makes you forget all about these good ideas of compassion?
You're too sensitive.
So I give you a diagnosis.
Yes.
You're too sensitive. Well, the very fact that you find that a difficult message tells me what ears you wear, you see.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that you probably are wearing these jackal ears turned inward.
Definitely.
And if you do that, then you start to take it personally. You start to think there is such a thing as being too sensitive, and that's wrong to be that way. There's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to feel like PPPPPT, pretty poor protoplasm, poorly put together.
That's it.
Yes, of course. It's very easy when confronted with a diagnosis yielding jackal with these ears to take this in and think that there's something wrong with us, or to put these ears on facing out and diagnose the jackal for diagnosing you.
Sure.
So that would work this way. You're too sensitive. Well, you're judgmental, you see. And, or you can be earbidextrous. You can hear a little bit of both, you see. You can both take it personally and you can judge at the same time. But, of course, we all know the pain that both of those leads to.
Right.
See, what I've learned, and the more I learn to practice putting on these ears, which I'll give you a chance to do now, is that when I have those ears on, I see that the messages that are the hardest for me to hear are the ones that the other person's in the most pain and the most need me to hear their pain and not get caught up in the judgments. So now with those ears on, when the other person said, you're too sensitive, you will not hear anything being said about yourself. You will only hear that that person has some feelings and needs, and that says nothing about you. So let's try that out. I'm going to say the message as this other person, and now the first words out of your mouth are going to be, are you feeling? And you're going to try to connect with the feelings, and then you're going to say, because you are needing, and you're going to try to connect with the person's needs. And if you're not able to do that yet, because you're just learning how to use the ears, we'll have this trained giraffe coach you.
All right.
All right. You're too sensitive.
How are you feeling?
Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Asking a person how they're feeling often makes us look like a jackal. We look like we are a psychoanalytic jackal.
Correct.
Psychoanalyzing them, you see. No, we don't ask how a person feels with those ears on. We sense how they feel and check it out with them. Are you feeling? And guess what that person's feeling. Try that. You're too sensitive.
Are you feeling sensitive?
Okay, and let's see if we can get another word for what kind of sensitivity, like what kind of emotion might this person have?
My lover usually hurt.
So sense that. Say, are you feeling hurt?
Are you feeling hurt?
Now say because and hear why the person's feeling hurt.
Are you feeling hurt because of what I said to you?
Oh, hold on. Here's what you're doing. Right into the jackal's jaws. Because see, what you said is, are you feeling hurt because of what I've said? And as soon as you do that, you are taking responsibility for the jackal's feelings, which is not good for the jackal, because when we feel responsible for the other person's feelings, we cannot respond from compassion. Then we feel guilty. We feel we've done something to hurt them. So no, it's not, are you feel hurt because of something I said? Are you feeling hurt because you would have liked different understanding than you received? Or are you feeling hurt because you would have liked to have heard what I said expressed differently? See, we want to hear the feelings and the needs of the other person without hearing that we are the cause of that. Our behavior is never the cause of other people's feelings when we have a giraffe consciousness. It may be a stimulus, but never the cause. As long as we feel the cause of another person's pain, we can't really give them the empathy that they need to heal from the pain. So let's try it again with, are you feeling hurt because you would have liked or because you are needing? Let's put that focus. You're too sensitive.
Are you feeling hurt? And are you feeling hurt because
you are needing.
Yeah, because you are needy.
What? What is this poor jackal needing?
And what are you needing?
Now see, here again, we don't ask how the person's feeling, nor do we ask, what are you needing? We sense it and guess. Check it out. Watch the giraffe.
Okay.
Are you feeling hurt because you'd like to be understood without what you're saying being taken personally? Yes, you always take everything personally. I mean, I can't say a thing without you getting, upset. And I'm sick of it. I mean, you're just oversensitive. Deep breath. You see, now this giraffe is glad that it's practiced focusing because it's spent a lot of time learning how to get in touch with its feelings and needs. And it can give itself some emergency first aid empathy right now to deal with what's going on, so it can then focus its attention on the other person again. So it sounds like it's enormously frustrating for you. You'd like to be able to say some things and just have them understood without then having to see me in pain because I was not able to hear it. Exactly. So how does this process feel to you when you think of putting the ears on like that?
It feels much better than the jackal ears. Much better. Part of what does go on is I guess it's a jackal voice, wonders if I'll be right.
When you guess the other person's feeling. I'm glad you're conscious of that, because giraffes never try to be right or perfect. Giraffes only want to become progressively less stupid. You see, if you want to be right, then we get so afraid that we're afraid to guess what the other person feels. And then we ask, how are you feeling? Because we don't want to be vulnerable and show what we're guessing. But if your want is to become progressively less stupid, then if I haven't been right, being wrong gives me a chance to learn.
Sure.
You see. No, giraffes know that anything that's worth doing is worth doing poorly. You see. So I'm glad that you were conscious that made this hard for you to do, because giraffe ears, you see, the technology doesn't mean we can always guess right what the other person is feeling and needing. All the giraffe ears do is focus our attention in that direction. And then we give it our most sensitive guess, intuitive guess, and check it out. Are you feeling hurt? No, I'm not feeling hurt, stupid. I'm scared. Oh, okay. So it's one nice thing about jackals. If we don't hear them accurately the first time, they'll keep repeating themselves until we do. That's one of the two things I love about jackals. They always give you another chance. If you haven't heard them, they'll usually keep repeating themselves ad nauseum until you do hear them. The other thing I like about jackals that we just saw, they're very liberal and generous with their diagnoses. See, notice how this jackal diagnoses you. You're too sensitive. Now you know what's wrong with you. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You can sleep nights. And they don't even charge you for this diagnosis. It's wonderful. It's wonderful if you have those ears on.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm grateful that you gave us a chance to play with that situation. Anything more you want to do about that situation?
A little bit of a difference is with my child.
Ah.
And it changes the jackal and...
So what is this jackal child doing that is not...
Well, actually, I'm the jackal, and
Yep.
he's the giraffe.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling him a lot what he's feeling, what he's doing,
So,
analyzing him and diagnosing
so let's see how you do that. You be the jackal, and we'll see how the child would speak giraffe with you. So I'm how old?
11.
I'm an 11-year-old giraffe. And you're a dad who really wants to be a giraffe, but isn't conscious that he has those ears on.
All the time.
You're trying to, you're trying to do your best, but it's coming out in jackal. So let's see what that sounds like.
Daniel, can't you just do the things you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do them?
Now, even a giraffe child has to take a deep breath because you use words like supposed to.
Uh-huh.
And any human being that you tell what they have to do, what they should do, what they're supposed to do, any human being that I know is going to feel resistance to what you want, even if it's, don't you know you have to eat ice cream now? No, I won't.
Uh-huh.
You see? So demands create resistance.
Mm-hmm.
See? But fortunately, this child has giraffe ears, so he takes a deep breath and he knows that you just sound like you're demanding, that just means the urgency of your needs. So you're lucky that he has giraffe ears, because if he had been a giraffe and you said that, say it again, I'll show you how a jackal child would have responded.
Daniel, can't you just do what you're supposed to do right when you're supposed to do it?
All right. But it won't get done. Or, who was your slave before I was born, Dad?
I've heard both of those.
You've heard both of them.
At
Yes,
11.
those are how people usually respond to demands, you see. Now, if a person submits and says, all right, and does it, that's even worse. Because now the person is responding not out of compassion, but they're responding out of fear that you won't love them if they don't, or you will punish them if they don't. So, if a person meets our needs in that way, whatever we ask them to do, take out the garbage, clean up their room, study, whatever it was, if it's done with fear, guilt, or shame, I believe as the parent, you really are not getting your needs met. I don't really believe that's why you want it done.
Uh-huh.
So that's how the jackal responds. But now, with the child having giraffe ears, and I work with a lot of children who are unfortunate, their fathers are not willing to do what you are, to look at how you're communicating. Many of the children that I'm working with in certain programs have been beaten by their families, and we have to teach them how to put on giraffe ears to survive in that setting. Mm-hmm. It can be done, but how much more I wish the whole family would work at this together and not just the child have to work at it. Mm-hmm. But let's say that we've worked with this child, and then you say the same thing and we'll see how the child might handle it. So again, let's give us your jackal line.
Daniel, can't you do what you're supposed to do right when you're supposed to do it?
So Dad, it gets real frustrating for you. You'd really like us all to chip in and get things done.
Yes.
And Dad, I feel really torn because when I see what you want, I want to do it. But when I hear a demand, there's a part of me that just feels resistant to it. And that was scary for me to reveal that to you, Dad. So could you tell me back what you heard me say so I can see if I made it clear?
Well, what I heard, Daniel, was that you really want to do what I want you to do. But when I make it a demand, you have a really hard time and you resist it.
Gosh, Dad, when you hear me that way, I can't tell you how relieved I feel and how safe I feel. And how much it makes then your requests easier for me to respond to, because I trust that if something like that keeps me from it, I'll get understood. So yeah, that's a part of it. And the other part of it is sometimes, though, I have different needs than you do. I have different values. And so I'm not saying that every time I hear what you want, just expressed as a request and not a demand that I'll want to do it. But I'm saying that there's some other times when I just see other ways of doing things that I'd rather do. And I'd like to be able to say that without you hearing me as being disrespectful or not loving you. How do you feel when I tell you that, Dad?
I feel a lot better. A lot of times I don't even know if you're feeling when I tell you that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess some days before I got these giraffe ears and this giraffe tongue, I was afraid to express my feeling for fear it might hurt you. Now I know that nothing I say that's honest can ever hurt you. Now I know that if you get hurt, it's your jackal ears that hurt you, not my giraffe tongue. So I'm learning to just say as honestly as I can what's in my heart, and if you get hurt, then I'll put on giraffe ears and hear that you were hurt because of how you took it, but not allow that to make me feel that my feelings and needs are ever a source of pain. Aren't I a pretty well-developed giraffe, Dad?
Incredible, Daniel, incredible.
Actually, you know, I'm confident that we were all born speaking the language of giraffe.
Definitely.
I think we were born, so it's our natural language. For example, when I want to learn again how to speak giraffe, I like to watch an infant. I have never seen an infant get up in the middle of the night and say, "Parent, how could you be so insensitive as to not have fed me by now?" See, if they had that language, I'm convinced we would all starve to death, because who wants to feed somebody who's calling you names? But no, we spoke a beautiful language of giraffe at birth. Our language simply called attention to our pain, our needs. Ah! You see, so now I'm trying to get back to that. I'm trying to have just as pure a language of expressing my feelings and needs without judging other people. Houseplants also speak excellent giraffe. I've never seen a houseplant smile when its needs aren't getting met, you know. I've never seen an infant smile when its needs aren't getting met. It's easy to do business with houseplants and infants. But you can be speaking to an adult, jackal-speaking person. They can be smiling and ready to cut your heart out. I mean, to me, that's scary when I don't know how the person in front of me is.
Yeah.
But I always know where I'm at with an infant or a houseplant or my dog. So, anybody else want to work on a situation?
Yes, I have a situation that I would like to do a role play with my ex-husband, who I was in a situation for a few years where I separated myself from my son when I split up with my husband, and not completely, but emotionally. I was with him, but going through a lot of difficult things myself, and it was...
Let me suggest something. We want to use all of the time to tame that jackal. When we get into ex-husband situations, I won't need to get the background. We're going to let you talk directly to him.
Okay.
But this is going to be a hard situation, so I'm going to use a little technology here that many people don't know about. We are going to hypnotize your ex-husband into thinking that he's a giraffe. So he will be able to speak giraffe with you, and you'll get an idea of how to work this out with him. Okay? So just excuse me, everybody. This is going to take just a few seconds. Okay, now the ex-husband thinks that he is a giraffe, and he will speak giraffe with you, and he will ask you to start a giraffe question. What can I do to make life more wonderful for you?
Well,
nice question, isn't it?
Yeah. What I would really love is if you could begin to consider allowing me to have more time with Daniel, because I miss him all the time. My heart is, most of the time when I'm not with him, I'm filled with desire to be with him more. And part of it is selfish for my own needs, and part of it is that I have a desire for Daniel's sake, for him to spend...
Can I interrupt you? Because I want to be sure that I understand you. And I want to be sure that I understand you. See, even giraffes interrupt because most people don't have consciousness to handle more than about 40 words, you see. But jackal-speaking people, they just smile and pretend like they're listening when they're not. But giraffe-speaking people, well, they'll interrupt, not for the purpose of taking the flow away, but to make sure that they don't lose connection with the other person. You see, very often we use more words than other people can handle because we're afraid. We see, in this case, the giraffe ears on the person. We think we got to get it all said right now before they go away. So, no, the giraffe interrupted you to make sure that he doesn't want to lose anything that you said.
Okay.
I'm hearing, first of all, that you didn't say this, but I'm sensing that you're feeling some tension about talking with me about this. This is not easy for you.
Yes.
Given the pain that we've been through together in the past, that this is not easy.
That's right. I feel afraid and nervous.
Yeah, because this means so much to you. You so much miss Daniel, and you're so you want so much to have additional connection with him. And this would be very good for you. You said selfish, but I wish you wouldn't judge yourself. I just wish you could allow yourself to have that need. And I hear you also want this for Daniel, that you're confident that this would be really good for both of you. And you'd really hope that I could see that and be willing to do that for that reason.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm touched that you would share yourself so openly with me. And yet, on the other hand, I have a lot of strong feelings go off in me when you say this. So I'd like to tell you what they are, and then I hope you would keep some giraffe ears on and hear me. I still have so much hurt left over in our relationship and anger that it was just hard for me to hear your feelings and needs just then. If I didn't have these giraffe ears on now, I would probably have gotten angry and judged you as manipulating me again. So I guess the message I need you to hear is that there's a part of me that wants to say yes, but there's all this fear and anger left over from when I used to have jackal ears that I need to have heard first. So could you tell me what you hear me saying so I can see if I'm making that clear?
I hear you saying that you would like to, that you like hearing what I'm saying and that you want to trust it and believe me, but another part of you is a little bit afraid that maybe it's not true and that that I might be manipulating you to
I'm grateful to you for reflecting back what you heard, because I can see that I didn't make too clear. I mixed up some things. No, right now I trust what you say. Your tears are perfect giraffe. I really trust that you're coming from your heart, and I take it as a gift. So no, I don't have any doubt about the sincerity of what you're saying. I'm talking about what's going on in me now that makes it hard to respond with compassion, that I have so much hurt left over from the past that I haven't worked through yet, and that keeps me from wanting to say yes to you. So could you tell me that part back?
Okay, so you are still feeling hurt from all the things that we've been through.
Yeah.
And so it makes it hard for you to open up to me.
Yeah, now I feel very touched that you can hear that. That wasn't easy for me to say. Yeah, I feel so many feelings left over from the pain that we went through together, and I'm so sad now because with these ears on, I really wish I had known how to hear you differently over the years. I wish I had known that when you used to sound like you were the most critical of me, you were the most in pain. It's painful for me now to realize I didn't have these ears on then, and I didn't know how to listen to you, and how painful that must have been for you. Now I need to know, how do you feel when I tell you this?
It makes me, I feel good when you say this because I'm happy to hear that it seems like you understand now what was happening with me in the past.
And I hope you can hear how sad I am. I would have liked to have been able to hear you differently. But I'm glad I have these giraffe ears on because I want to be sad, because I can see how I would have liked to have behaved. See, without the giraffe ears on, I would now blame myself and think I should have behaved differently. And then I would hate myself so much I could not be compassionate to you. So yes, I'm sad. I would have liked to have known better. But now with these giraffe ears on, I know that I'm human, and it doesn't mean I should have behaved differently or that there's anything wrong with me for behaving as I did. But yes, I am sad. I wish I could have heard you differently and saved us both a lot of pain.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. It makes me feel good, and it gives me, I have a feeling of hopefulness that if we can both keep our giraffe ears on, that we can hear each other and each get our needs met.
And I would hope that there's been enough connection, even in this form, that even when this hypnosis wears off, and you say, I feel very sad because I would like more time. Quit trying to manipulate me with your feelings. I'm sensing that you feel a lot of distrust. Of course, I have good reason to distrust. You know, you're always going to do anything you can to get your way. So it sounds like you don't feel safe and you feel angry and you really want to protect yourself against being manipulated. You're darn right. I know a manipulator when I see one. So you're still not feeling safe with me, and you really need to be sure of my sincerity. Yeah. And I feel hurt because I can see in the past that when I was hurt and upset, I didn't know how to express it clearly, and I can see how that would have made it hard for you to really see what was going on in me. I'd like you to tell me whether you trust that when I say that. Huh? So, of course, it may not be that easy when the other person's hypnosis wears off, but I would hope that seeing this little bit of connection, many people find that just that much then helps them to approach the situation differently when it happens, to keep the giraffe ears on and see all of the old hurt and pain, even when it's expressed in jackal. So I'd like to know what feelings went on in the rest of you when you were watching this.
Well, I felt very touched when I saw your tears. Tears came in me too. And happy to see connection beginning even in this role play situation.
Every time I see that kind of connection, I have hope, because I know that every bit of compassionate connection gets spread. Every bit of it. And that whoever it's spread to spreads it to others. And I'm sure that enough of that gets spread. We're going to have a world someday where there's no starvation and we get our needs met from one another without any violence, psychological or other.
It was very interesting for me because for the first time I could be objective. I am the ex-husband. I'll come out as the ex-husband.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
And for the first time I could really hear Gretchen.
Whew. I celebrate for Daniel.